Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we are actually back with the first of the cooler spoilers. We just are chilling here with the first 2 days, and I'm really excited to go over this archetype, but it is kind of weird because they essentially gave Goku, Yardrat Goku, DripKu, the same archetype, but off of my first impressions, it just feels like Cooler is the same archetype except better in a lot of ways. Maybe not the same quite as like punchable boss cards, but it's not like he lacks punch. And yeah, we're just really gonna have to go into it. So just wanted to say, just put on the docket, we were on break today for the Super Combo podcast, the Spira. That'll be back on next week, so keep your eyes open for that. We have a very busy day over here in Universe X. I've got this video coming out. I have another video I'm going to record to drop out tomorrow on UniX Gacha. They're releasing a UR Ingenium or ETA unit, and I'm going to try to summon for that. And then also tomorrow morning on Dokkan, there's going to be a unit or 2 units dropping. One of them is a Cell that goes from base to second form to perfect form, and the other one is a Goku that has Warp Kamehameha as his like special move, and then he like exchanges into Gohan, who can then go Super Saiyan 2 when he counters attacks. It's pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of videos gonna be popping off. Now, when it comes to the normal plugs, just visit the official Facebook group if you haven't already, because that's where we get these spoilers. Then past that, you have got a you've just got the normal stuff, the unofficial unofficial discussion group, the unofficial Reddit, my own Discord, all of these things. We've got a new link for TCGMetalZ down in the description, and yeah, we're just gonna be popping off. So let's go into the first card. We're gonna put up the template and we're gonna roll into it. And while we're doing this, if you have not already, but you're digging the content, think about hitting that subscribe button. We are growing over here in Universe X, and we're not gonna stop growing. And that's all thanks to you. So, looking at the leader, we got Cooler. First off, that pose is menacing. But we got Auto. Add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, you may draw 1 card. If you don't, play up to 1 green Unison with a specified cost of 1 from your hand or marker, or with a marker on it. Then Auto once per turn. If one of your green Unison cards is placed in the drop area, draw 1 card. Okay. Then Awaken. When your life is at 4 or less, you may draw 1 card, flip over one of your energy, or flip your energy to active mode and flip this card over. So already, we're kind of in a space where this is pretty cute, because I hate to keep comparing it to Goku, but Goku was like, search top 5, play Unison. This guy is, take a card from your life to your hand, which is the same as Goku. But instead of searching top 5, he allows you to draw or play a Unison you already have in hand, making him impossible to whiff. Because he's either playing a Unison or you're just drawing a card. There's no search top 5 and oops. So that's kind of good. That's really good. Now, once per turn, one of your green Unison cards is placed in the drop area, you draw 1 card. So just for playing a Unison card over a Unison card, you're going to get a 1. You're going to break even off that Unison's play. So that's actually really, really powerful. And then he has the same Awakening. Now, once he gets to the backside, we got Cooler Galactic Dynasty. When this card attacks, you may draw 1 card. If you don't, play up to 1 green Unison card with a specified cost of 1 from your hand with a marker on it. So same. Now, Auto, once per turn. When one of your green Unison cards is removed from the drop area, you draw 1 card. So that's exactly the same too. Then you got Activate Battle. Discard 1 green Unison card from your hand. Choose this card or one of your green Unison cards. It gains plus 5k for the battle. So this is a Dark Broly effect. And the cool thing about this is that the Dark Broly effect is you can load up on Unisons knowing that once you're awakened, you can start using those Unisons as combo power. They are essentially 0-5Ks in this like deck, which is very, very strong. On top of that though, offensively, you can use them to pump your own Unisons. And since Unisons are very hard to interact with, if you've got a Unison backed by a Champa, you can potentially just jump all of your hand plus other Unisons into a Unison to go ham, because it's not once per turn. That's very, very, very strong. So when it comes to this leader, I'm already liking him. He's like, he's literally, even though his back end doesn't do half as much as Goku's, that Goku's back end is it's just so freaking thick. Like, it just does a lot. There's a lot of costs involved with using his effects. So that kind of automatically makes this guy just, I think, more viable, even though he's not in the most viable color. Now the next card, you got Salza, Cooler's Armored Squadron. This is in power green 2. He's a 1-cost Unison. Play this card with a marker on it, counterplay. If your leader card has a green Frieza clan card, and this card has 2 or more or 3 more markers on it, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or less and KO it. Then you got +1 activate main. This card gains +5k power for the turn. Okay, I can already let you know that I love this. You play a Unison card using Cooler. You get your attack off. You get your attack off with Cooler. Well, you got your attack off with Cooler, then you get the Unison card off. But then your opponent plays a card, and you can literally, this is a charismatic villain, dude. You pay 1, you charismatic villain. Because it's not charismatic villain, you can still counterplay for the turn. Because you have a Unison with now 3 markers on it, you can charismatic villain. So you could literally go, yeah, Salza, Cooler's Armored Squadron, pop that card. Okay, well I have a second play, cool, I'm gonna charismatic that. 2 destructions, 2 counterplay destructions on your opponent's turn is disgusting. That's a very strong effect. Next you got Dore, Cooler's Armored Squadron, and in Power Green 2, if this card has 3 more markers on it, when this card is played, add up to 1 Cooler card with an energy cost of 1 from your hand to your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So this is kind of like a fair amount weaker. I mean, it is cool that he's able to search, but the other thing is that's kind of wild is, let's see, what's kind of wild here is that I'm just like trying to get my head around some of this stuff. So when you're playing these cards, you're gonna be able to cycle. And then the cool thing is it's more of an interaction I even thought, because you're gonna, like, let's say you have 6 cards in hand and you have this Unison on board and he's got 2 markers on it, he's swung for 15. Your opponent plays a card and you literally are going to be able to go, okay, well, I'm going to play Salza, and Salza is going to come into play. I'm going to draw 1 because Dore left the field, and then I'm gonna draw 1. Or I'm gonna be able to pop 1. Now, the hard part about this is, the obvious part is, since these are your Unisons, you're gonna need to protect them well, because your opponent can start off the turn. It's a problem with like Gohan too, or not Gohan, Goku too, DripKu. Your opponent can start off the turn by swinging at your Unison with their leader, dropping it down from 2 markers to 1 marker, and not allowing your Empower effects to ever proc off. That's a thing. If you go into your opponent's turn with options, they have options. So this may be the harder thing to play, but we're gonna see. Next, we're going to go over to Knees, Cooler's Armored Squadron. In Power Green 2, counter attack, negate the attack, and play this card with a marker on it. Cool. If this card is played with 3 more markers on it, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack until you end your opponent's next turn. So this one's neat because it's just a counter, but it's going to come in. And so if you already have your Unison with 1 marker on it, or 2 markers on it, and you counter and play this guy's going to come in with 3. Which then is going to draw you a card, which then will set you up for the potential Salza play if your opponent tries to get froggy and play another card. Still allowing you to use charismatic if your opponent's still. Now that's kind of a neg, but it's still nice to see that these things can happen. And on top of that, this guy is only going to go up to 10k, but this guy's the guy that can stop your Unisons from getting swung on, and I think that's very, very important. Not to mention that if he does come in with the full Empower effect, he's going to be able to 2-for-1 your opponent. Next card we have, this is a big one, Golden Frieza Newfound Might. Empower Green 4, dual attack blocker. He's a 3 cost. Counter attack, play this card with 3 markers on it. If your opponent has 4 more, if this card has 4 more markers on it, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. Activate main, this card gains plus 10k power and triple strike for the turn. Switch this card to active mode at the end of the turn. So that's absolutely crazy. This guy, you can have 3 up and your opponent swings and you nuke their entire board. Minus barrier. So that's actually pretty cool. So that's actually just like really, really nice. I think that's a monstrous effect already for 3. And the dual attack on a 20k, okay. The Empower 4, meaning likely he's coming out with 6 markers because you probably have a 3 drop a Unison on board, or 3 counter Unison on board. That's all Gucci. Now, when you come through and -4 him though, and he goes up to a 30k dual attack triple strike, that is amazing. That is literally amazing. This is actually a boss card, and it's a boss Unison card. So kudos to both yellow and green for making Unisons feel destructive this set. It's just a really good card, and I hope it gets an SPR because this art is already nasty AF. This looks like a Dragon Ball Legends card. The next card we got here is Cooler on Watch. It's just a super combo. When your leader card is green, your life is at 4 or less. This card is using the combo, draw 1 card. I can't see anybody using this over Paragus, even if there's like a searcher. Because isn't Paragus the sacrifice of Frieza's army card? Let me check. But you want to be searching Frieza's army cards in this deck anyway, so never mind. But Frieza's army or Frieza clan searcher. Yeah, there would be no way to search Paragus. So I take that back. It's just that I don't see you using this over Paragus. Paragus is just so good in green. Such a superior card. He's just worded better. And then we've got Cooler's Armored Squadron as the last card. Activate main, limit 1. If your leader card is a Cooler card, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 1. Play up to 1 green Unison card with an energy cost, specified cost of 1, and empower amongst them. And with a marker on it, shuffle your deck. And then, or you can play up to 1 green Cooler card, energy cost of 2 amongst them, shuffle your deck. So this is a lot like the Z Fighters at the arena thing. Z Fighters at the Cell games. It's just going to be able to search your Unison in case you don't have a chock full stock of them in your hand. A decent card, kind of filler. I think it's more necessary in the yellow one than this one, because in the yellow one you'll need the extra cards to make sure that you can use all of your good defense. I really don't think it's that necessary here, but you know, you never know until you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would be all of that. Personally, I'm already thinking that Cooler is a better Unison deck than DripKu, and I haven't even seen the rest of it yet. I don't think its boss is as destructive as that, because Frieza, you have to wait till your opponent's turn to use it, and they can kind of see it and maybe play around it, whereas Gohan, you just bring it to them. You know, you tap down their stuff because you're yellow, and you tap your 3 and you go off. However, I think the leader card, as well as the cards going up to the boss card, are better in this deck than they are in DripKu. So, we'll see. We will see. We still have probably 2 to 3 more days of reveals, and we'll be able to dive in there. Either way, I hope you guys like the content. I will be back tomorrow with a very special video. I need to get your opinions on organized play, because I'm doing a project and I think it could do a lot of good for the community and our game as a whole. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you the next time inside Join Universe X.